making sure the volume is good, which I think we are now. And you can, back to school season is in, and of course, now people should be transitioned into the next part of the the next part of fall, and of course that is transitioning from saying goodbye to summer and saying hello to fall. Lord willing, we get an Indian summer here, but in places like Ohio, like I'm in, you never know quietly what you're going to get. So I want to welcome you all aboard here to the Economic Report. And if I could remind you, hit like and subscribe. I have a brand new video released today about, well, today's topic, right, which is the Consumer Price Index, and of course, maybe more importantly, consumer sentiment, which is really a super powerful driver of the U.S. economy. And if you're following along and you've been the person who goes to the grocery store, or you are at any kind of a retail place buying clothing, buying anything, maybe even contemplating going on vacation, well, there's a lot of people suffering sticker shock right now, and it's very, very real. And I've got to tell you, just anecdotal evidence. I was just at the grocery store, and I went to pick up these RX bars. They're these nutrition bars. They're made of like dates and peanuts and a couple of eggs, and it's supposed to be super healthy for you. And boy, I was excited. I jumped all over it. 5 for $3. I'm like, hey, these are the perfect thing to have as a snack, a healthy snack. And I went and I picked them up, and I felt it all of a sudden, and holy cow, they have shrunk by about 20 to 25%. And I'm like, wait a minute. If I'm paying $5, which I used to pay, I'm getting 25% less. So it's real simple. I'm not going to buy these. And you know what? The people agreed with me at the grocery store. They're saying it's happening everywhere. And so a great conversation with the grocery store clerk and the checkout people, and they all said, hey, it's happening everywhere. I'm not going to pay $12 for a case of a 12 pack of Coke. I am not going to pay $7 plus for a large family bag of Doritos. I will not do it. And so this is a theme that I'm hearing more and more. And hey, maybe you're one of the people here that have just gone to the grocery store, you've gone to the local deli and decided, I'm not going to pay the extra. And instead of forking over the extra $2 for the same thing, or maybe less than what you get, instead you're saying no to the purchase completely. And if you're one of those people, then hey, check it out. You are one of the people that are really starting to pump the brakes, because the market sentiment, consumer sentiment, is no doubt about it, it is sliding. Hey, welcome to the Economic Report. I've got a bunch of viewers here. Go ahead, and if you are a shopper and you've been paying more at the grocery store or more at the retail, or hey, Mario, I will not give up. Ain't no way. I will never give up. So thank you for joining me, my friend. Make sure you are all liked and subscribed. Well, thank you, Mateo. I appreciate it. And hey, you're not alone here, and maybe you're one of the people at the grocery store. Matteo, are you paying more? Hilo, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome. Are you guys paying more at the grocery store? That's the big question here. And how are you beating these higher prices and everything? That's one of the themes here, because the University of Michigan just released its consumer sentiment, and they are sliding. They're saying we will not see a consumer getting really excited about going out and spending. As a matter of fact, they see a downward trend, and that would mean maybe fears of recession. It would mean possibly, yes, folks, it would possibly mean that our Jerome Powell would work a little bit more quickly to drop those interest rates. But we'll see, right? There's a lot of uncertainty out there in the economy, and that's maybe part of what Trump expected. He's keeping information flowing out of the office and hitting our headlines here on a regular basis. And it's not all good news, but he always seems to have another theme that he's kicking out there. And That's maybe the president's genius, right? It's always controlling the message. So, hey, thank you for joining me here. You guys are amazing. Make sure you are liked and subscribed. Drop a comment below. Let me know where you're from. Maybe you're from the United States, or you may be some other place from within the Anglosphere. I've got so many people from Canada that follow, and of course, not only that, but I'm finding there's a ton of people from Malaysia, from Australia, and of course, the UK. So you're all welcome here at the Economic Report. I'm glad to have you here, glad to have you participating. So with that being said, we can go ahead and talk about a few other things that are going on there. One of the themes is called shrinkflation. What that means is you're paying more, but you're getting less, right? And hey, I do videos. Glad to have you here as well. You are awesome. Thanks for joining me. And so sure enough, these are some of the themes that are out there. And do you want me to, oh, I do videos. I would love to have you sub. So thank you for joining me, pal. I appreciate it. And if I can return the favor in some capacity, let me know. Once again, you are at the Economic Report. My name is Brian, and we are here seriously, about 3 to 4 days a week. And of course, we give long form videos as well. Wally, glad to have you here. You are awesome. And yeah, you see, we are talking about the Economic Report, and of course, talking about really consumer prices, and we can all relate to this. And hey, Mateo, thank you very much. You are awesome. So one of the big themes that we're seeing right now is everything costs more, and maybe you can relate. But the other part of this theme is that people can pay more, but the other part is they're actually spending less. They are deciding not just not buy the guacamole, not get the extra cheese on their pizza. Instead, I'm here to say this is exactly what we're talking about. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I do videos. That's awesome. But I'm here to tell you that what's really happening here is the fact that people are saying, I'm not buying the pizza, period. Hey, the guacamole costs more at Chipotle. What are they doing? They're saying, hey, it's not like I'm not getting the Chipotle. They're saying, I'm not going to Chipotle, and they're keeping that money stuck in their pocket, and that's what's going to happen. And of course, what I wanted to make sure you mentioned, and this is really a powerful part of the Economic Reports video that I'm releasing today, 70% of the gross domestic product of the United States is driven by the consumer. You heard it, 70% of the GDP. That stands for gross domestic product. So if I could frame it this way, think of it this way, that your credit card or your paycheck is somebody else's. It is somebody else's paycheck. Translation, your debt is somebody else's paycheck. You go to the store, use your credit card for a purchase. Well, you're buying somebody's food. You're paying for the delivery man. You're paying for the person stocking the shelves. So, Mateo, I'm here to say these are very, very real things, and it's happening in our economy. But okay, so we have a credit-based economy. People are putting things on their credit card, hopefully paying it off every single. But what happens when the people start saying, I'm not gonna buy after all? And well, what's the impact there for the economy, right? I was just at Costco, and I do go to Costco at least once a week, and I will occasionally release a short about my visit to Costco. Okay, I got gasoline for about 45 cents less per gallon than I saw retailed. That's what I call a victory right there, because you got to get gas from somewhere. I'm going to pay 45 cents less. But I went to the site of Costco, and what was my experience? Well, they keep their prices pretty low, but I'm here to say that there really is a ton more. Thank you. I do videos. You are awesome, and I appreciate the cheering that's going on there as well. It really does help the channel out a ton, and of course, YouTube, it triggers the algorithm, and To make the YouTube algorithm run, it's reliant on people just like you. So finishing the Costco story, the same things cost about the same prices, right? My goals always go like under $100. Yesterday was 114. I picked up a couple of items that I needed, just wanted, but needed. And so that made perfect sense to do so. And the fact is that I was really, really careful, because you got to be careful, because not only are they charging a little bit more, the fact is that the packaging's getting a little bit smaller. So if you're watching the prices on one side, well, you got to be really careful, because the amount of product you're getting and whatever you're getting. I bought beef jerky. I was happy with that yesterday. I went ahead and picked up the salad. That's pretty simple. Picked up a chicken. That's simple as well. So I had more of a tactical approach to my shopping experience. I picked up a couple like clothing accessories, and I was on out the door. So it cost me about 114 bucks. And what I like about Costco, obviously, is the cash back option there as well. So I'm always feeling good about purchasing there, because those monies always come back to you in some way, shape, or form. Hey, do me a favor. You guys are here. You're watching. Why don't you drop me? Where are you guys from? I'd be curious to hear. I do videos. I'd be curious to hear where you're from, pal. Mateo, you're still. Go ahead, drop. Where are you folks from? A number of other people come and visit during the economic report live today. So whatever you have to say, I just want to make sure you know that you are deeply appreciated being here and being part of this channel. With that, a couple of other things to pay attention to, because the consumer sentiment really is going to start impacting some other things. And if anybody reacts quickly to the data before the data actually hits, it's usually the stock market. And I was talking to a guy who's a financial advisor. He told me, I've gone cash right now. And I'm like, wow. So you see there's some uncertainty in the future. He's like, I see uncertainty. And I pulled my clients out. I pulled myself out of the markets right now. And I'm sitting in cash, because I don't know what the future holds. There's some uncertainty out there, right? And remember, financial markets do not like uncertainty. That's the bottom line. They would like to get ahead of the curve, or they will get out of the market, period. They're always looking for the market opportunity, and maybe more importantly, like what's going to be the catalyst of moving the stock market forward. It's not going to be housing, because housing is really maybe in the short term, it's going to sell off a bit. Houses are staying on the market longer, and that's the only way that's going to get maybe bumped up a little bit, maybe with the decrease in the interest rates. Another thing here, obviously, we talked about the consumer, and of course, the consumer is pumping the brakes a little bit about spending, particularly with the prices, and of course, banks are tightening credit standards as well, and that's another thing that we really need to pay attention to here at the economic as well, because, well, some people, at one point in time, the only thing you needed for credit was a pulse, right? And I'm here to say that I've seen that happen in the economy. But now what are we seeing more and more? We're seeing that, well, these either credit limits are coming down on a credit card, or number two, they're really paying a ton of attention of who actually can get the credit card to begin with, or get the preferred rate, or the that is what you would call your standard, or who dare I say, the substandard card. So these things are like very real as well. And so I just want to make sure we're mentioning these things here on the economic report, because let's face it, this is where Wall Street economics and DC politics hit people like us on Main Street. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a wonderful, wonderful episode. I appreciate you being here, liking and subscribing, because that really does help the channel out a ton. Parting thoughts here. I want to remind every single one of you that the biggest battle you fight every single day is the one between your ears, over your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude. And with that, smile, say hello, make somebody's day. It doesn't cost you a cent, and it's a superpower that you possess. With that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me at the Economic Report. My name is Brian, and Without any other comments, any other questions, I will start wrapping things up here in the not too distant future. All right. So with that, thank you for joining me. You are awesome and have a great day.